Did Cristiano Ronaldo just shock the football world with his latest criticism? Manchester United is reeling, the locker room is tense, and fans everywhere are debating. But what exactly did he say? And why is it sending shockwaves through the Premier League? Today, we break down the drama, the behind-the-scenes struggles, and why this could change everything for Man United, plus Erling Haaland's unexpected take that no one saw coming. Stick around, because what happens next could rewrite the Messi-Ronaldo debate forever. We'll explain everything in this video, step by step, don't skip it. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because football drama just kicked off again. We're diving straight into the heart of the storm, where Manchester United's boss has finally responded to Cristiano Ronaldo's fiery criticism, and oh boy, the football world is buzzing. Now you know how it goes when CR7 speaks. The planet listens.
The legend who defined an era, never afraid to tell it like it is. But this time, his words didn't just echo, they exploded across headlines. And the Red Devils boss,
he wasn't going to let that slide quietly. Oh no, he's fired back with composure, conviction, and just a sprinkle of that Old Trafford pride. And while all this unfolds, over in the blue corner of Manchester, Erling the Machine, Haaland decided to drop his own bombshell. The Norwegian powerhouse, the goal-scoring robot with ice in his veins, has spoken out about the never-ending debate, Messi versus Ronaldo, and his response, cool, calm, and pure Haaland style. He's basically saying, relax everyone, I'm just doing my thing. But here's where it gets interesting. The timing, the tone, the tension, everything feels like football's version of a heavyweight title fight. The legends of the past, the kings of the present, and the heirs to the throne. All in one storyline. From Ronaldo's criticism and United's defence to Haaland gracefully dodging the GOAT war, this saga has everything. Emotion, pride, and legacy on the line. And let's be honest, football isn't just a game. It's a theatre of dreams and drama. 1 minute you're scoring hat-tricks, the next you're headlining global news. So grab your popcorn, football fans, because between United's fiery response, Ronaldo's passion, and Haaland's humble dominance, we're witnessing the beautiful chaos that makes this sport unforgettable. Stay tuned, because this story's far from over, and when legends clash, history listens. Outro music fades with crowd chanting Ronaldo, Haaland, Ronaldo in the background. The football world has been set alight as Manchester United's manager has stepped into the storm, responding head-on to Cristiano Ronaldo's recent criticism. It's no secret that Ronaldo, one of the most decorated and influential players in the history of the sport, does not shy away from speaking his mind. His words carry weight, influence, and, at times, controversy. So when he publicly voiced his dissatisfaction, fans, pundits and critics immediately erupted in speculation. The stadiums, the press rooms and the social media feeds were flooded with debates and heated discussions about what these comments could mean for the club, the team dynamics and Ronaldo's own legacy. The pressure on the United manager was immense because responding to a player of Ronaldo's calibre is a delicate balancing act. He had to address the criticism without escalating the tension, while also reinforcing his authority and maintaining team morale. The spotlight was on him. Every word analysed, every tone scrutinised. Fans knew that this was not just a regular managerial statement, it was a defining moment that could either quell the storm or fuel it further. The manager's response was measured, composed, but laced with unmistakable firmness. He acknowledged the importance of Ronaldo's contributions over the years, the goals, the records, and the leadership, but he also emphasised the collective responsibility of the team. There was a subtle reminder that no individual, no matter how legendary, operates above the principles that guide the squad. This is a club with history, with pride, and with expectations that stretch far beyond any single match or single player. What made the response especially gripping was the blend of respect and assertiveness. On one hand, the manager showed he understands Ronaldo's passion and his right to speak candidly, which is crucial for a player whose confidence is a hallmark of his game. On the other hand, he made it clear that leadership, teamwork and professionalism are non-negotiable within the ranks of Manchester United. Every phrase seemed carefully chosen to navigate the storm, reflecting not only tactical intelligence, but also emotional intelligence and understanding that football is as much about managing egos and relationships as it is about strategy and results. In addressing Ronaldo's comments, the manager also subtly reminded the football world why he commands respect in his own right, highlighting his ability to handle pressure, maintain discipline, and communicate effectively, even when dealing with the most high-profile figures in the sport. There was a sense of tension, of drama, that kept fans glued to every word. You could feel the weight of history, the expectations of millions, and the delicate balance between honouring a legend and safeguarding the integrity of the team. The response sent ripples across football communities worldwide, sparking debates among analysts, former players, and fans alike. Every social media platform, every sports show, every news outlet seemed to dissect not only the content but also the tone, timing, and implications of the manager's words, underscoring the magnetic pull of Ronaldo's presence and the high stakes involved in steering Manchester United through turbulent moments. Cristiano Ronaldo's recent remarks have sent shockwaves through the football world, reigniting debates about his influence, his expectations, and the pressures of playing at the very top. When a player of Ronaldo's stature speaks, it is impossible to ignore, and his latest comments were no exception. Every word he uttered seemed to carry both frustration and conviction, reflecting not only his personal standards but also the high bar he has always set for himself and those around him. Fans immediately latched onto his statements, analysing the subtext, the timing, and the potential repercussions for the team. It wasn't just about a critique, it was a reflection of a footballing mind that has spent decades striving for perfection, breaking records, and setting new benchmarks. Ronaldo's criticism highlighted his relentless pursuit of excellence, reminding everyone that he is not just a player but a standard bearer for ambition, dedication, and professionalism. The reaction from fans and pundits was instantaneous and intense. Social media exploded with opinions, hashtags trended worldwide, and sports shows ran segments dissecting every nuance. Supporters of Ronaldo praised his honesty, his refusal to settle for mediocrity, and his commitment to the club's success, while critics argued about timing, tone, and the potential impact on team cohesion. The tension between respect and controversy made the situation even more gripping. Ronaldo's words carried a weight that few players in history could match. They were not empty statements or offhand complaints. They were calculated reflections from someone who has seen the game from the very top and knows what it takes to win. The fact that these comments emerged during a period of intense scrutiny over Manchester United's performances added another layer of drama. Every result, every goal, every missed opportunity was suddenly magnified through the lens of Ronaldo's critique. Analysts debated whether this was a moment of constructive feedback or a signal of deeper unrest within the squad. The football community couldn't help but watch closely, eager to see how teammates, coaches, and the management would respond. Beyond the immediate reactions, Ronaldo's statements also reignited the eternal conversation about leadership on the pitch. What does it mean to be a captain, a veteran, or a leader in a modern football team? Ronaldo's approach is unapologetically direct. He challenges himself and others to rise to the occasion, often placing pressure on both teammates and coaching staff. His remarks served as a stark reminder that football at this level is as much mental as it is physical. Handling a legend's expectations requires resilience, composure, and strategic thinking, and it tests the management's ability to balance respect with authority. The drama surrounding Ronaldo's comments was heightened by the global attention they attracted. Fans from every corner of the world debated the implications, sharing clips, quotes, and reactions, while sports journalists dissected the subtext with a magnifying glass. The discussion extended beyond Manchester United, touching on themes of player influence, team dynamics, and the pressures faced by modern footballers. Ronaldo's voice, amplified by his legendary career, ensured that the conversation would dominate headlines and social media threads, making it impossible for anyone in the football world to ignore the ripple effects of his words. Erling Haaland, the towering Norwegian striker whose presence in the Premier League has been nothing short of electrifying, has once again found himself at the centre of attention, but this time for his take on one of football's most enduring debates, Lionel Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo. Haaland, often described as a goal-scoring machine, has a way of commanding headlines, not just with his performance on the pitch, but also with his calm, almost unflappable demeanour off it. While fans and pundits endlessly compare Messi and Ronaldo, dissecting their every move, their records and their accolades, Haaland's response to the ongoing discussion has been refreshingly understated. He doesn't seek to inflame passions or to take sides. Instead, he approaches the topic with a level-headed perspective, focusing on his own journey and the work he needs to do rather than getting caught up in the whirlwind of global football drama. In a world where every word from a top footballer is scrutinised, Haaland's measured approach stands out. His statements reflect maturity, self-awareness and a deep understanding of his role as both a player and a public figure. By downplaying the Messi-Ronaldo debate, he subtly shifts the conversation away from rivalry and toward the broader appreciation of talent, effort and consistency in the game. But make no mistake, Haaland's comments do not come from a place of indifference. They are calculated, deliberate and confident, reflecting the mindset of a player who is carving his own legacy while respecting the giants who came before him. His response also resonates strongly with younger players and fans who are eager to see the next generation rise without the constant shadow of past legends. It's a message that football is evolving, and while history is important, the present and future have their own stories to tell. The timing of Haaland's remarks adds another layer of intrigue. Coming on the heels of Cristiano Ronaldo's criticism and Manchester United's managerial response, his calm perspective serves as a counterbalance, almost like a cooling breeze in a storm of tension. It highlights the contrast between the heat of controversy and the steadiness of focus, reminding the world that elite footballers can navigate media pressure with poise. Moreover, Haaland's ability to speak thoughtfully while maintaining his image as a relentless striker is a testament to his growing maturity both on and off the pitch. His attitude signals a shift in modern football culture, where players are expected to handle scrutiny, expectations, and comparisons with grace and professionalism. Fans and commentators alike are captivated not only by his performances in matches, but also by the way he engages with the narrative surrounding the sport. Every goal he scores, every record he chases, and every interview he gives contributes to a broader understanding of his mindset, approach, and personality. In choosing to downplay the Messi-Ronaldo rivalry, Haaland demonstrates confidence in his own abilities, a respect for footballing history, and a focus on what really matters: his own development, his team's success, and the pursuit of excellence on the pitch. The tension between football legends and the next generation of stars has never been more palpable than it is right now, as the drama surrounding Cristiano Ronaldo, Manchester United, and Erling Haaland continues to dominate headlines. On one side, you have Ronaldo, a player whose name has become synonymous with greatness, a figure who has inspired countless fans and set seemingly unreachable standards. His influence on the game, both on and off the pitch, is undeniable, and every statement he makes carries weight, often stirring waves of debate across stadiums and social media platforms alike. On the other side, emerging talents like Haaland are stepping into the spotlight, hungry to make their own mark, while the world watches to see if they can live up to the legendary figures who came before them. This dynamic, of course, creates an atmosphere charged with emotion, anticipation, and a touch of drama. The comparisons are inevitable. Who defines greatness? Who carries the torch forward? And who will leave a lasting imprint on football history? It's not just a matter of goals scored or matches won. It's a clash of eras, styles, and philosophies. The current tension is amplified by the stark contrast in personalities and approaches. Ronaldo is outspoken, passionate, and unafraid to voice his opinions, often pushing those around him to match his high standards. Haaland, meanwhile, embodies a different kind of confidence, quiet, focused, and self-assured, letting his performances do the talking. This juxtaposition highlights the evolution of leadership in football, from the commanding, vocal authority of established legends to the composed, methodical influence of rising stars. For fans, this tension is part of the spectacle. Every match, every press conference, and every comment is dissected and analysed, creating a narrative that is almost theatrical in nature. Analysts debate the significance of Ronaldo's criticisms, while supporters marvel at Haaland's poise and potential. Coaches, meanwhile, must navigate this delicate balance, ensuring that the team functions cohesively while also accommodating the individual brilliance of players whose reputations precede them. The stakes are immense. Football is not just a game, it is a global stage where legacies are built, reputations are tested, and history is written. The clash between established legends and emerging stars adds layers of complexity, demanding not only tactical acumen but also psychological insight and leadership skill from everyone involved. It's a reminder that the sport thrives not just on physical talent but on drama, narrative, and the human stories that unfold alongside every match. Every headline, every goal, and every critique contributes to the unfolding story of football, where tradition meets innovation, experience meets ambition, and the weight of legacy meets the hunger of the next generation. This tension also serves as a mirror for the fans themselves, who are emotionally invested in both the past and the future, caught between nostalgia for legends and excitement for what lies ahead. It's a living, breathing narrative that stretches beyond the pitch, influencing media, culture, and conversations worldwide. And it underscores why football remains the most compelling sport on earth. Football's drama, pride, and legacy collide on the world stage in ways that few other sports can match. And recent events surrounding Cristiano Ronaldo, Manchester United, and Erling Haaland have brought this truth into sharp focus. The beauty of football lies not just in the goals, the tackles, or the tactical brilliance, but in the emotional roller coaster that accompanies every match, every press conference, and every headline. When a player like Ronaldo voices criticism, it reverberates far beyond the locker room, reaching fans in every corner of the globe. His passion and uncompromising standards remind everyone why he has remained at the top of the sport for nearly 2 decades. Every statement he makes carries weight that goes beyond statistics. It touches on pride, professionalism, and the expectations that come with being a figurehead at one of the world's most storied clubs. Manchester United, a club steeped in history and tradition, is no stranger to scrutiny, and the response from its management reflects the delicate balance between respecting a legend and protecting the team's collective identity. The stakes are enormous because football is a game where legacy matters as much as results, and where every decision, comment, and performance contributes to the narrative of greatness. At the same time, emerging stars like Erling Haaland inject a new energy into the conversation, demonstrating that the game is evolving. Haaland's calm and confident approach to the Messi-Ronaldo debate highlights the shift in modern football, where talent, composure, and focus are as celebrated as individual opinion and vocal leadership. His ability to downplay the rivalry while letting his actions speak volumes shows a maturity that contrasts with the fiery passion of established legends, offering fans a glimpse of the sport's future. The collision of these forces, Ronaldo's unyielding drive, United's managerial authority, and Haaland's rising dominance, creates a narrative that is as compelling as any matchday drama. Fans are drawn into this story not just as spectators, but as participants, emotionally invested in the triumphs, struggles, and decisions of those on the pitch. Media outlets dissect every nuance, while social platforms amplify debates and reactions, making football a global conversation that transcends the boundaries of stadiums. The interplay of pride, legacy, and personal ambition is what gives football its unique intensity. Players are not only fighting for points or trophies, they are fighting to cement their names in history, to be remembered as legends who shaped the game for generations. Managers must navigate this complex landscape, balancing egos, expectations, and team cohesion while keeping their eyes firmly on results and strategy. Meanwhile, the fans' anticipation, excitement, and sometimes frustration add yet another layer of drama, reminding everyone that football's heartbeat extends far beyond the pitch. Every goal, tackle, controversy, and headline becomes a chapter in a larger story that continues to captivate audiences worldwide, reinforcing why this sport is more than a game. It is a stage where drama, pride, and legacy converge in real time, and where the actions of a few can inspire millions and influence the narrative of history itself. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe.